Sergeant Frog is a comedy series which I've been watching a lot recently on Netflix. This series has 358 episodes, however on Netflix there are only 3 seasons. Over the past few weeks, every morning when I wake up I just grab my iPad and watch an episode of Sergeant Frog as soon as I wake up in the morning. That's actually the anime that I've watched the most on my iPad so far. Because I'm watching this on Netflix, I'm stuck into watching this in dub. The quality of the dub in this series is really good because they have a lot of voice actors which you'll recognize from a lot of different series, but the problem that I have here with the dub is the scripting. Sergeant Frog is one of these series that takes a lot of references from Japanese culture and has a lot of play on words, so this is very hard to translate over into English. Because of this, I don't even think that this series should have a dub. I think if you have this on DVD, then you should really watch this in sub. Having said that, this is a very cute comedy series aimed at teenagers, but it masks itself as a children's cartoon. This series is episodic, so every single episode tells you a different story. Some episodes contain mini-stories, so they can have 2 different stories in one episode. That doesn't mean that every single episode feels like you're still in the beginning of the series, because there are plenty of episodes which add new characters, which add new events, which add more things which change and evolve the story. Sergeant Frog is the story of a group of 2-foot-tall alien invaders which land on Earth to conquer it. They are known as the Armpit Platoon, which stands for Advanced Recon Preparatory Invasion Terror Platoon, I think. This consists of 5 aliens which look like really cute little frogs. The leader of this group is Sergeant Keroro, which ironically doesn't care at all about leading. All he cares about is watching TV and building Gundam model kits. And next we meet Tamama, whose only objective in this series is to stand there and be cute at everything he does. We meet Giroro, who is a war-hardened veteran who's eager to destroy Earth, however, he has a crush on all of its women. There's Kululu, who's basically the computer genius of the group who creates all of the different gadgets that they use. And lastly, Dororo, who is basically the ninja of the group. The Armpit Platoon is mostly dysfunctional just because everybody has different personalities, and despite their goal to conquer Earth and rid the world of humans, they actually all have humans which are very close to them. Such as the family that Sergeant Keroro lives with. Keroro leads this army of very ruthless aliens that go around and conquer planets, but on Earth, he actually is reduced to doing household chores so that he can get allowance and buy Gundam model kits and build them. If you're a fan of Gundam, then you'll most likely enjoy this series because there are a lot of Gundam references here. There was one episode in this series which I really enjoyed, where Sergeant Keroro actually comes down with a cavity in his mouth. In this series, cavities are actually a different form of aliens as well. But in this episode, Kululu actually creates this shrinking ray, and he shrinks everybody down to being microscopic. And it's pretty funny because you see the needle going into his mouth and they inject this really small replica of the Gundam white base into his mouth, and they're everyone inside of the ship, including some of the other humans as well. They're all dressed up in this armor that makes them look like different mechs from Gundam. So Fuyuki, for example, had these 2 cannons on his shoulders, and he looked like a gun cannon. And Natsumi, she had these shoulder pieces that come out. She looked kind of like she was supposed to be a Cubile. And then whenever they were launching to fly around in his mouth, they had that whole Gundam countdown sequence where they were just on that platform and they were being shot out into space, but it was inside of Sergeant Keroro's mouth. And to me, it really felt like it was a Gundam space scene, except for it was frogs and teenagers inside of an alien frog's mouth while they were shrunk down to microscopic size. This series is completely off the wall. You will not know what to expect next. It is completely unpredictable. However, having said that, I feel that these episodes are either hit or miss for me. So they definitely know how to keep this series fresh. Overall, I recommend this series to anybody. I don't think that there's really anybody out there who would not enjoy this series. This series is pretty enjoyable, but I think if you have a choice of which different ways that you should watch it, I think that the best way would be to read the manga, then to watch the anime and sub, and then to watch it in dub. I would like to recommend you to read the manga just because there are so many different references to Japanese culture, and there are just so many play on words that you can't really get in the series, especially with the dub. Unfortunately, Tokyo Pop licensed this series, but they went out of business. So ultimately, the best way that you can watch this series, I think, is just getting the DVD and watching it in sub. So if you've seen Sergeant Frog, then let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.